Good morning, everyone. This is Lindy. I guess it's story time again. If you're still watching, I'm doing Medicare. Once in a while, I throw in tips about my van. This channel is just all over the place. I just don't know. Eventually, it's going to settle down. I don't know what it'll settle down to, but it'll settle down to something. Anyway, so we're going to continue our story. So I'm on a bus. I get to Delaware. My girlfriend works for a company called Litton Industries. Litton Industries in the 60s and 70s was a huge corporation, and one part of the corporation made microwaves, which was the newest thing. Microwaves. They had developed and made microwaves. And microwaves had circuit boards. And circuit boards is what made it run. I don't understand all about circuit boards, but I met a young man, same age as I was, named Ed, and he was the manager opening up. This was a brand new small portion on the East Coast of the Litton Industries, and they were going to make microwaves. And he was there to design and set up the microwave portion, the circuit board portion of these microwaves, put them together. Industrial progress. So we met and we started dating. And in the meantime, I wanted to sidetrack a little bit to an older gentleman I met. I think he was in his 60s, and he was from Corningware. Corningware. And I'm not sure of the name of the corporation, and I might have to look it up in the 70s. But anyway, they also sold chemicals. And I want to say DuPont, but I'm going to have to do some more research on that, and I'll do another video if I need to correct that. Anyway, so they sold us the chemicals for the circuit boards. Circuit boards had to be done under this chemical in the water. I call it water, but it's some sort of chemical. Anyway, I met this older gentleman, and he was a salesman. And he and I just became great friends. I can't remember his name, but he was marvelous. I just loved him. I always loved older people. When I was younger, I loved older people. They had so much knowledge. And he was very fascinating. And he did a great kindness to me. And I'll get to that later on. When I talk about my marriage, which I'm not going to talk a lot about, but I will tell you that I have a very great fear of marriage. I've only been married once, and my childhood has a lot to do with that. I learned as a child, when someone has control of your life, they can do whatever they want. No one's going to stop them. So marriage to me was the same deal. My husband would have control of my life, and those were the old days. And I really didn't want anybody to ever have control of my life again. So it was a very interesting thought process on my part. I still feel the same. I haven't changed. And your childhood does make you who you are. It does. So anyway, so I did meet my husband, and we dated, and I was in the buying section. It was very small. Offices were very small. They had a secretary, a president. I mean, it was just maybe 30 employees at the most, so it was a very tiny building. It was in Smyrna, Delaware at the time, and my husband and I started dating, and we got engaged. So here we go again. Oh, I loved my husband, and my husband was the person I was meant to marry. I didn't realize that at the time, but so my husband and I date for maybe 6 months, and then he's going to move back to Missouri, where he's from. He was just there to set up the plant, get it all set up, and then he was going to go back to where he was supposed to be. And we got engaged, and so my girlfriend knows who I am, okay? And she knows I'm a runner. And she knows I'm scared to death of marriage. And so my husband leaves town, and she tells him, why don't you take, because you have a vehicle and she can't take it on a bus. So she can't take it on a bus. So you take the majority of her stuff. I was supposed to be leaving in 2 or 3 weeks. So they left me enough clothes and stuff for 2 or 3 weeks to go to work. And I'd quit my job, but I transferred to Missouri with I was going to transfer or try to get back in to Litton Industries in Missouri. So we get to the bus station. My husband's already, not my husband, my fiance's already in Missouri. And we get to the bus station, and I buy a ticket to San Francisco. And not Springfield, Missouri. And my girlfriend is with me, and she goes, so, why the ticket to San Francisco? I said, because I don't think I'm going to get married. And she goes, well, yeah, I think you are, because he has all your clothes and everything you own, except for a few things. One suitcase. Again, one suitcase. I always have one suitcase. And so what are you going to do? You think he's going to give you your clothes, send your clothes back to you? And what are you going to do with the ring? I said, well, I'm going to send it to him. She goes, no, Linda, you have to think about this now. You committed to marriage. You're going to get married. So we had this serious talk, and I did exchange the ticket to Springfield, Missouri. And I did go to Springfield, and I did get married. And guys, I'm a runner. You tell me to buy a ticket one place, I'm going to go somewhere else. If there's something at the end I don't want to do. So I did get married, and I was married for 7 years. And we had one son who is just a marvelous human being. And my husband did die very young at 37, but we were divorced at the time, but he was my one and only husband. And I never dated after the age of 37. After my husband died, I never dated anyone after the age of 37. I just stopped dating. I I get engaged too many times. And I say that, but before, for 10 years I dated, because we were divorced when I was 27. That's a whole nother ball game. My husband was a very wonderful man. We both made mistakes, and we both regretted it after the divorce, but it was a little late. So it's just the way it is. That's life in the big city. So anyway, that's that part. And then we'll go into the 10 years before I stopped dating. And then I just said, no more dating. We're going to just work. We're just going to have a life and work. And that's what I did. So, and then the adventures began. So, more adventures. I love adventures. I like doing different things. I like meeting different people. I like having different experiences. I think it's very important to rejoice in life and people. So, you have a wonderful day. I'll talk to you next time. Thanks for watching. Cambo.